Okay.
Okay, the elevator installation, repair, and maintenance work examining board will come to order. For the record, can you state your name, whoever's attending?
Richard Hurlbert.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Paul Grabowski. I'm the new staff attorney with the Department of Consumer Protection. So I'm handling enforcement issues with a number of boards, including this board, also with electrical, heating and cooling, glaziers, fire sprinkler fitters. So I'm happy to be aboard, and I'll be attending the meetings as needed. Nice to meet everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Janita Hamel, Consumer Protection.
Thomas O'Reilly, contractor board member.
Dale Clayton,
Paul
public
Farnsworth.
member.
Paul Farnsworth, contractor board member.
Okay. We'll review the minutes of the previous meeting. And when anyone's ready, you could make a motion and second it.
What I have to do is
Is there a motion to, did I miss something? Hello?
Not yet. Dale Clayton, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 9th, 2021 board meeting.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second, John.
Okay, any questions? Okay, all in favor? Say aye.
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 Opposed? And I will abstain. I was not at that meeting. Okay, Karen, you got that?
yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, DCP Investigation Division Complaint Report. Does everyone have that? It was sent out recently, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
How are you, Janita?
Good, sir. Good, sir. The report that you have is for the 2-month time frame of January 1st, 2022 to February 28th, 2022. In that time frame, the department did not receive any new complaints. But at the same time, the department did not close any complaints or inspections if violations were found.
Okay. Again, thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're very busy, and I always want to say that because I know how hard you work.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Any other questions? Or any questions?
No, not for me.
Okay. Then,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if there's no questions and I've provided the report, can I be excused from the meeting?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Under old business. Now remember this, is Paul Farnsworth, are you on?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm here.
Do you feel comfortable nowadays to, I know it's been a time with the virus and stuff, this RSL license, you know, that all the board knows that we came up with a draft on what we wanted for these regulations. That's correct? That lift? Am I?
Yes,
correct?
correct.
And
Yes, correct.
the department did not take our recommendations. So then we got a copy of, I believe that we got correspondence on what they have requirements. And the reason for, we were going to review it and make proposed changes. Am I correct with the board? Anyone can chime in. Everybody? Anybody? Hello?
Yes,
Something's wrong.
Paul Farnsworth, contractor member, Mr. Chairman. I believe the next step would be for the board to reiterate our feelings on how the RSL license should be granted in the future. And if the department chooses not to accept our recommendations, at least we're on the record, and as my dad would say, we'll be on the side of the angels as far as providing sound advice and counsel to the department. And hopefully we'll never have to say I told you so, but we will present to them a reiteration of our stricter standards that we would recommend based upon our experience as board members and members of the elevator industry.
So we want to get this off the agenda. So this has been on there a little too long. So I have the documentation that the board reviewed on our recommendation for that chair stair lift, not platform lift, chair stair lift, that limited license. So if I bring that documentation to you and documentation that I believe we received on what they're requiring now, right? Because that's not, in the regs thing, right? But they did, I believe they did give it to us. That we can wrap this up and look at our recommendation, what they're doing now. No, I don't know, stay with our original recommendation, but come up with something for the board to get this off the agenda. Is that safe to say, Paul? And anyone else who wants to join in?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Paul Farnsworth, contractor member. I would agree with your statement, and we should endeavor to resolve this prior to the next meeting. And be able to take this off of old business, and I believe the board should continue to monitor the situation. And a year or two from now, we may want to once again reiterate our advice and counsel for stronger standards that would be consistent with industry standards elsewhere in the country.
Right, and then to give some history on this, a bill came out to, well, the bill came out and basically the final bill said the elevator work examining board would create regulations and a few other words in there to get this limited license going. And we did that, but I think we can look at what the department is asking for and what we originally proposed and look at that and see if there's any, maybe, we can remove some criteria or add some criteria. We can get it done, but we got to get this off. It's unfair to the board to have this on there this long, and I apologize, but we'll get it done. I'll get together with Paul. I'll get in his office or we'll meet somewhere, and I should have all the documentation to get it done for the board. So. Okay, new business. I think you must have requested, let's look at application approved. I think we have credentials that was sent to us a couple of days ago. But this new business, it's at the 12/19 board meeting. The board reviewed and discussed applications, reporting applications approved, 9/22/21, 12/7/21. To 12/7/21, and they were pending. They have been approved, but applicants have not taken the exam, the license yet. Board member Paul Farnes has requested that the board receive an additional report at the next meeting that includes an update status of the 4 approved applications. Is this what we have in front of us? 8/21 to 3/21/22? No, it does not.
So you should have 2 reports, because of the request that was made at the last meeting. There's a report that I had labeled and sent to you, updated application report 9/22/21 to 12/7/21.
Oh, yeah.
In last time, and it's normal, all 4 of them were pending exam results too. They've been approved, they hadn't taken the exam. The updated report shows that 3 of them took the exam. There's only 1 that did not, which is normal procedure when you run these reports. They don't always take it right away. And the other document you have is the application report, new applications that came in and were approved between 12/8/21 and 3/21/22. So that's the new report that I normally have for you every meeting.
Right, and just so some reference, these candidates went through 4 years of their apprenticeship program in the state of Connecticut with gold seals. And the R1 applicants, of course, did that. So holding an R2 for many years in some cases. So there's
Yes, this
nothing.
R1, he did have the R2 for 2 years, the new person
Yeah.
on here. Yep. So.
Yeah. So these are gold seal. They worked in Connecticut. Went through apprenticeships in Connecticut. Nothing out of the ordinary. With our agreement that we so-called had, this would have been right through to the department and the board wouldn't see them. Because they went through the gold seal and apprenticeship. So I just want to let the board members know. Okay, there was a question, and I'm sorry, I thought all the board got the correspondence. Can everyone hear me? There was a question brought up to me by Paul that someone mentioned in the last meeting. And I thought it was sent to everyone, so I didn't respond. We had a meeting scheduled I'm just gonna throw, I think it was September 7th, a special meeting, and it was canceled. We were all aware of that. I believe we all got the correspondence because they wanted counsel.
Yes,
Can someone say yes? It's fine. Sean?
yes, yep, yes, yep.
Then there was another document that I was sent explaining, basically saying no. And did everyone get correspondence?
Well, I got a notice that the special meeting was canceled. I was never told why or why it was called.
I apologize. I thought that correspondence went to everyone. I will dig up that correspondence, and off the top of my head, I think Richard sent it to me or Karen. It was a letter explaining how they approved the applicants, that our attorneys, the Attorney General's office, which they do represent us. We use them many, many times. in the past. So Karen, pick up that correspondence that was sent to me regarding that, or do you want me? I'll try to do it. I'll do it. Can I send it to you and you can send it to the board members?
Sure, yeah, I think it was from Paulette. I mean, I'll look as well, and at some point after the meeting, if you find it, let me know, or if I, when I dig
Yeah,
it up,
because I look,
I can do that in the next day or two.
I kind of looked, but to send it to you so everyone would have it, but I couldn't find it too close to the meeting, and I
Yeah,
had some
yeah.
other, couldn't get on the Zoom and things. So,
And
so the
I'll be able to
board,
find it.
all right, so is that okay with the board? And again, I thought that was sent to all of us. So basically what they were saying is, we can use counsel. That is our counsel. I don't know was it Raul? That was our counsel, Paul or Karen? I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raul Rodriguez was our previous counsel.
Yeah, I think he's still there. And then when you get that, we can do an email chain immediately when you get that today or whatever, and we can
Okay.
discussing that through an email chain or a phone call, whatever you guys want to do. But so it was canceled, and then it was basically, we were kind of shut down, and we read the correspondence and we can all talk through email chain. We don't have to wait for another meeting. So again,
So this is Dale Clayton, public member. So they told us that they didn't have counsel available to meet with us on the October 7th, 2021 meeting date. Did their correspondence afterwards say that we don't have the ability or authority to hold our own meetings or to review the documents that we wanted to review? Because I thought the concern was that these people, there was some question whether these people met the requirements of the licensing, and that was the purpose of the meeting. So does the letter say that we don't have the ability to review that, or that we can't hold a meeting without their consent or approval?
I believe that, and that's good, because I would like you to read this, the letter, and I apologize. I thought everyone got it. Normally that's what happens, right? It was to the effect of, if there's possibly, listen, I'm trying to go by memory and it was a long time ago, so I may not get this right. If there's any further questions, you could seek counsel, because we're kind of separate from DCP a little, in some ways, right? So when we had some declaratory rulings that we had to offer, I seek their help to do that. So, it was legal and things of that nature. So basically it was throwing it back at us, say, if you have any further questions, you can seek your legal counsel with the Attorney General's office. And they're very glad to help with anything we want. They're very good with us. They've always been great with us. We used them many, many times in the past.
So at this point, we're not going to review those applications to make sure that they meet the requirements under the applicable statutes and licensing?
No, I'm not going to.
I mean, because
go ahead.
I mean, those, they're, I'm assuming a public document that would be subject to a FOIA request. you know, are we getting basically, you know, being told that we don't have the authority to even request this stuff? I mean, I guess I can wait for the letter, but, you know, we are trying to ensure that these people met the requirements for licensing. We asked for the documentation, we asked for a meeting, and then we were told we can't hold our meeting because unrelated, and I'll say a third party wasn't available. And now here it is 6 months later. And I'm assuming that, you know, if we had concerns, those concerns were valid at the time, and yet nothing's happened as a result. But I guess I'll wait for the letter and see. But I mean, it's a little disconcerting to know that, you know, documents that we requested, a meeting that we requested be held was shut down without any input or direction from us.
Agreed. And we did review, 3 board members, I believe you approved it, went and looked, not at all the documentation, but reviewed, and there was some suspect there. So we were concerned about it and wanted to do the whole board thing, you know, not just 3 members, and go through
Right.
it. And it was, you know, you guys are kind of very upset about it, in my opinion. And then we'll get that letter right over, and you could, you know, call me anytime as soon as you get it. Karen will dig it up. I couldn't find it because maybe someone else sent it to me. I think Karen was right. You know, usually I can pull that stuff up pretty quick, and Richard usually corresponds with me, but I think Karen's right. I don't know if it came from him. So I thought we all, you know.
We'll
But
see
there
what
is,
the letter says, and we can
yeah.
figure out where to go.
How's your new elevator? Are you still in the same place?
No, I actually moved locations. I'm over
Oh,
on
okay.
Church Street now. So.
Okay. I had to throw that in there. I don't know why. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other questions or anything here? I'm sorry, I was absent. Is that the board requested applications 922 to 920, 922-21 to 12/7/21? You satisfied with that report? Because I wasn't at the meeting. That's what you were looking for? The board, any board member? Hello?
Yes, Paul Farnsworth, contractor member. That is correct, Mr. Chairman. That is the report we were awaiting.
Okay. Okay, if there's anything else, and if not, me and Paul will be getting together next week. Get that off the agenda. We really worked hard on that license requirement. Really spent a lot of time and effort into that. That was 3 or 4 days of developing that, you know, and we'll look at it and send it to the board and see if they want to recommend that again, or, you know, we can reduce or increase some things there too. So we'll have that done.
On the, John, this is Rich Hurlbert.
Yeah.
On the
Rich.
recommendation for what you want for the criteria to attain a RSL license,
Yeah.
residential stair lift license.
Yeah.
Whenever you get your final draft done of what the board recommends as the training requirements, both on the job and any school-related instruction, that can be brought to the next board meeting, and then have it, that whatever it is, placed within the minutes of the meeting, saying this is what the board proposes as a regulation for the training for RSL, you know? So that
Yeah.
in the minutes itself, I have no attachment of any drafts or anything like that. I guess that's what you guys are gonna do now. So, and then,
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, Paul. Oh, no, go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
so I don't, as far as I know, you guys are still working on your draft of what you would recommend for RSL training. Am I correct?
Yeah, but we did, on the record, we worked hard as a whole board. I I remember right, and on the record, we submitted that because DCP was looking for that from us because of that bill that was passed. So we did that work and handed it in.
Are you talking the bill that was passed? What bill? A year or two ago?
It was quite a few years ago.
I know, but you're trying to do, aren't we doing something more current than that? Aren't you and Paul trying to create a training outline for the RSL that you want to the department to use presently?
Well, I'm gonna have to say correct. What we did was, and someone can help, is we came up with the criteria that the whole board thought would be okay for that residential stairway chairlift limited license. And chairlift is a key there. And then what happened is we submitted it on the record, and then someone gave us, we didn't know what happened with it. And someone gave us criteria on what you're actually requiring to approve a license. And so board, we got to get together and review that and then come back with our recommendations. I don't know if they're going to be the same as we all already submitted, but we did submit that. And that's how it started, because we had to submit that to you because we were told, you know, you got to come up with some requirements like that bill said. The examining board will come up with some requirements. The examining board and the commissioner, maybe it is said, and DCP, whatever the word was. So we did that. And then when someone gave us, you probably gave us what you require, we're like, you know, maybe this should be fixed and tweaked a little bit. So that's where we're at. We already did that, and the department did something else. And there was a lot of concern there was someone from the public there that was concerned about it. And then that brought us back to our attention. So we're going to review what DCP is requiring and look at what we had suggested and see if we could fix some things. So that's where we're at.
It is very vague right now what they passed for a residential stair lift in the statute. And without looking up stuff, I'd have to look in the regs, see if there was anything put in the regulation regarding it as well. But
yeah, they never added it. But that's
right.
always
So
behind.
the
All right.
language is in the statute is kind of vague. It just says, of course, approved by the Department of Consumer Protection or what have you. But if you're coming up with a curriculum outline of what the work schedule should be, you know, the work experience should be, the on-the-job training hours, and whatever school-related courses are required, in addition to maybe a specific manufacturer's course for the device, which is what we currently ask for, then you should put it together. I can email you and Paul or the board members what we have for criteria right now. If that'd be
great,
helpful, you know. But and then you could tweak it accordingly. But whatever you end up with for your final draft, obviously put it in a Word document that Karen can do as an attachment to, you know, in addition to the minutes and the next agenda, so that everybody has the document when we get our email invite. But
yes. Yeah, that's great.
And then getting back to October 4th, Paulette was going to attend the meeting. Hang on here. Paulette said regarding, I said, please cancel the elevator special board meeting as relevant DCP staff cannot be present, which was true because Paulette says, please don't reschedule as yet. I think we need to first discuss whether they could be having a meeting to review approved applications. And then it says, well, we both have a already scheduled meeting for that date and time. And then Paulette says, what I meant was you can cancel, but don't get new dates yet. So last I knew, and that was October 4th, Paulette was needed to get new dates. And then there was an email from Dale Clayton, October 4th. He wanted to know why the meeting was canceled. And my response to all the board members and Dale was DCP legal staff wanted to attend such meetings, but they had previously scheduled meetings. So, you know, maybe, maybe we just need to, and that was October 4th. So maybe we just need to reschedule Paulette to attend the meeting to discuss the matter of reviewing applications.
But Richard, maybe they bypassed you too. There was definitely something sent to me explaining that.
No, I know that. That was probably sent independently maybe. But I think that had to do with the board being able to be part of an application review or have an MOU agreement like the rest of the boards have, where one board member steps down and reviews with the department the applications or what have you. So we got to find that. You're right.
Yeah, we'll find it, and I'll hunt for it myself because you know when you send an email, is there a DCP in there? Probably, right? Richard or Karen? Let me look. I should be able to find it. I'll find it. We'll review that letter first. You know what I mean?
You probably have to look under Paulette Annan's email address, you know, or just type in Paulette in a search.
Yeah.
And just, I think you may be right. She just sent it to you for some reason or something. I might have been CC, but I don't see it as of yet. I'm kind of looking, but.
Yeah.
This is Paul Grabowski. I think there was an email sent in November. I'm just looking through some things I was forwarded back when I started. Yeah, but it looks like it might have actually come from Karen to Chairman DeRosa, and but Paulette authored it. So that might be why it's a little weird, but it looks like Richard, you are copied on it, and Paulette was copied on it, and it came from Karen on November 5th, is what I'm seeing.
So Karen will hit it to me. She'll get it to me, right? Karen, is she still here?
Yes, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Poor Karen.
No, I'm fine.
She's going,
No,
her
I mean,
head is spinning. We're all spinning in circles trying to
No,
think
it's fine.
back.
I know exactly what email he's talking about, so.
Oh, good. And then we can put that on the next agenda, send it to all the board members ahead of time if you want to, but we can put it on the next agenda so we have it in front of us when we do these discussions.
Right.
Yes, and again, it's just, that was all the chair's problem there. I just assumed that everyone got that, and I shouldn't do that.
And
So,
likewise, for whatever your draft curriculum outline is going to be for the RSL and what changes you want to the current limited statutory language that there is for the RSL, you should be make that into a document so it gets on the agenda. And then when you vote on something, put the whatever it is, whatever your proposals are, or what have you, into the minute wording into the minutes so they're there, you know.
yeah,
But,
yeah. And anyway, Richard, for the record, the department and all the board members got our agreement, our written verbal agreement on what would come in front of us from applications. And I don't want to go down that road again because everyone here knows it. So the MOU
well,
thing.
that's another issue. You have one issue of the RSL curriculum outline. You have one issue of asking to see applications that are being reviewed by the department as we go forward. And then
Like
you have
every other board is
then you have
doing.
another issue of wanting to have the same courtesy or the same accommodations that the other boards have, where a board member or members are part of a working group to review applications as they come in.
Right. And Richard, why don't you take care of that for us?
Well,
I mean, you're the head honcho here. I mean, also we're looking to make sure people have the requisite skills so no one gets hurt in this state. Just two people to review like we've been asking for a year to make sure everything is okay.
right.
That's all.
Each right now, for the other boards, they have one designated board member. They have Todd Birch for the Department of Labor, and they have myself and Janita Hamill reviewing the application because I already retired. So so Janita is probably going to be the DCP permanent designee, as far as I know, as of today. So, and that's how they're reviewed.
Yeah. I mean, there's, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. The board members don't know what to say anymore. We're speechless with it. It's the most dangerous trade out there. 30,000 accidents and deaths a year. I can go on and on and on. And that's why we had that written agreement where if someone with a gold seal or someone that was a contractor, I gave it all out to the members. They all have it to the board. I put it on record and they followed that since 2019. And then they stopped. We got applications all the way to 19, I believe. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can just simply get done and we'll be okay with it. I think the public would be much safer. But I'm gonna kind of end this conversation. But are we okay for adjournment or any other comments? from any-
Chairman Dale Clayton, public member. I think, once we see that, we can talk about putting that on for the next agenda, that email. But I wanted to bring up one other issue that perhaps we should put on the next agenda. And that is the new bill number 5192 concerning residential vertical platform lifts and the new licensing that's being proposed for that. Are you all
Yes.
aware of that?
I am aware of it and I testified strongly against it. And I believe Paul Farnsworth strongly against it. These lifts, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because there's some residential, Tom and public members, there's a lot of knowledge about lifts, wheelchair platform lifts out there on this board. They can go up to 15 feet, if I'm not mistaken. And it was alarming, this bill. And I testified 2 years in a row, and Paul had testified in front of the committee. And I hope that doesn't pass. I really worked hard on that to tell everyone that the safety concerns of a unit that goes 15 feet in the air with someone disabled and reducing, all that bill is doing is reducing the qualifications to install that equipment. That's all that bill is doing. It's simply put, it's reducing the requirements to install that equipment. That's plain as day, just like the chair lift. It reduced the qualifications from carrying elderly and disabled people. And that's bad. So I worked hard on that, and I do not think that's going to pass, but you never know.
Okay.
Paul, do you have any comments on anything with that?
Paul Farnsworth, board member. Mr. Chairman, I agree with your comments, and I will say that we're fearful that there would be one qualification for this license, and that is that the applicant is able to fog a mirror. And I'm being facetious here, but only to make a point that the requirements would be so minimal and virtually non-existent that it's frightening. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I have nothing
Okay.
further.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, and hope we see each other one day soon in person. That'd be really nice. Okay. Thank you. Hello? Goodbye.
Hello. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Wait a minute,
care.
Karen. Hold on,
Bye-bye.
Karen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.